Well, I just got back from a month of playing poker in Las Vegas, and I'm here to talk about another bet I'm making. I'm going to start this video by telling you not to do what I'm about to talk about. You can lose a bunch of money. I'm not giving you financial advice. Talk to a financial advisor if that's what you're looking for. But a lot of people have asked me what I'm investing in, so I'm going to tell you, and I'm also going to tell you why I'm doing it. So I had a decent first half of 2017, and I made a trading profit of about $150,000. I'm still bullish on parts of the market, but not others, so I've been researching a good long-term play. Now, anyone who's been doing trading the past year, or just likes playing video games, has heard of the company Nvidia. In 3 years, Nvidia's stock price has gone from $19 to around $150. Shares were up 224% in 2016 alone. It was the top performing stock in the S&P 500. Usually when a stock does that well, it's a red flag and you should be very careful about buying in. Stocks that shoot up that fast very often come crashing back down really hard. There's a very real possibility that could happen to Nvidia, which is currently priced at nearly 50 times its annual earnings. But I think it's going much higher. Imagine a few years from now that you're playing your Nintendo Switch with virtual reality while being driven to work in your driverless electric car, only to find out when you get there that your job at a company that uses giant data centers has been automated and you've been replaced by artificial intelligence. Well, you'll have Nvidia to thank for all of it. All of the big technological changes that are going to reshape the world over the next decade will be powered by Nvidia. Nvidia's core business is gaming. It manufactures graphics processing units, or GPUs, for computers. The chip that powers most of the work done on a normal computer is called the CPU, but these chips don't work very well when it comes to the kinds of computations needed to display modern graphics for modern games. Computers built for gaming need a separate graphics card, and most gaming computers are built with chips from Nvidia. It's not just PCs. Gaming consoles use GPUs too. The Nintendo Switch, which is powered by Nvidia's hardware, is projected to sell as many as 110 million units. Globally, gaming is a big growth segment. Esports has been growing at 40 to 50% a year and is expected to continue growing. Nvidia's hardware also makes it perfectly positioned for the rise in virtual reality gaming. Virtual reality systems will require a lot of graphics processing power, so they will rely heavily on GPUs. But gaming alone doesn't explain the massive rise in share price for Nvidia. Now, you have probably heard of Bitcoin, but there are tons of cryptocurrencies out there and new ones are being added every month. Many of these other cryptocurrencies are mined using GPUs. If you don't know what crypto mining is, well, long story short, the original idea of cryptocurrencies was that you contributed some of your computer's processing power to the network, and in return, you were rewarded with a chance to create coins. It didn't take long for people to figure out that GPUs were much better than CPUs at mining currency. With the recent spikes in value for cryptocurrencies, miners are buying any GPUs they can get their hands on, driving up prices and creating hardware shortages. AMD and Nvidia have made a lot of money selling their core products to these miners, and have even come out with graphics cards tailored specifically to currency mining. Instead of trying to pick which cryptocurrency to invest in, I think it's a better idea to invest in the hardware that powers them so I can profit no matter who wins. Cryptocurrencies are definitely a plus for Nvidia, but it's actually the smallest reason why I'm betting on them. Google, Amazon, Facebook, and every large company out there that relies on big data are constantly expanding their data centers. Tracking your every move requires a lot of processing power. The data center market is exploding. Again, Nvidia's GPUs give it an advantage here. Their data center revenue tripled in just a year and continues to grow. Nvidia's GPUs power the entertainment modules in high-end cars, but they could eventually be in every car you buy. Every Tesla contains an Nvidia GPU, and it has deals with other car companies like Volvo and Toyota to develop self-driving technology. It's another huge market and yet another space where Nvidia has a substantial lead. My biggest interest in Nvidia is their work in the area of artificial intelligence. They were one of the first companies to see the potential in AI, and here again, GPUs are an essential tool for the emerging industry. Many companies now use artificial intelligence, but before AI can be deployed, it has to be trained, and many companies are relying on Nvidia's solutions to train their AI. Nvidia is positioned to be the backbone of the major new tech of the next decade. These are going to be huge markets, and Nvidia will likely be taking a large chunk of each one. Some of these markets won't hit their stride for several years, but I do expect the price of Nvidia to rise the closer these futuristic technologies get to reality. So I went long on Nvidia by buying up roughly $250,000 in long-term options, representing 12,000 shares. At today's prices, that represents about $1.8 million worth of underlying stock. So why am I buying options and not the stock itself? Well, to control 12,000 shares, I'd need to tie up $1.8 million indefinitely. Now, suppose a competitor manages to beat Nvidia in every segment I just mentioned. Maybe cybersecurity's crash, maybe AMD takes over the gaming market, Google takes over the driverless car market, and some other large tech company takes over the AI market, sending the stock back to where it was just a year ago. I'd be out over $1 million. Well, I'm very bullish on Nvidia. If I'm wrong, I'd rather keep my losses to a couple $100,000. Now, you can see I had to buy the options at various strike prices. Normally, an individual trader can't move the stock price of a large company, but the volume on options that expire so far out in the future isn't that heavy. It's easy to buy up all the reasonably priced supply. I noticed my own trades driving up prices, so I had to spread out the trades. Now, for the risk and reward, worst case, Nvidia stock goes down or even just doesn't go up in the next 18 months. In that case, I'm out the option premiums, about $234,000. Well, that would definitely suck. A big chunk of that is from the profits I've already made this year, so I'll survive. The rosiest scenario would involve Nvidia repeating its performance from the last 18 months, which would mean a rise of 380%. In that case, my return would be over $6 million. Of course, past performance doesn't tell you what a stock is going to do in the future, but I do believe Nvidia stock has a lot of gas left in it. I wanted to get this video up over the weekend, but maybe it's good that I waited. I was actually in the red on this trade until it went up about $38,000 today. Now remember what I said at the beginning of the video. Don't try this at home. I'll be posting updates, so remember to subscribe.